it is.
Hi friends, it's Miss Ashley and Boston, and we are here to do a fun fishy painting with y'all. We have not been live in months. Feels like it. Oh no! Hold on. We gotta turn the volume off. We're new again. We're brand new again. What are you doing with the mouse?
Well, I muted. It was muted when I turned it on.
He's playing with things over here. Okay.
Playing.
Can I take control of the mouse and then you can tell him what you're doing and why we're here? I'll take this part. He's gonna chat with you.
So we are going to do a watercolor painting to hopefully raise some money for Team C's. Team C's is a nonprofit organization that for every $1 that is donated, they are going to remove 1 pound of trash from our oceans, beaches, and rivers.
And who is involved with Team C's? Who started this whole thing?
Mr. Beast and Mark Rober created Team C's. They also created Team Trees, which was started in 2019. And it's basically they're the biggest content creator based pretty much nonprofit organizations that they started to give back to communities and the earth.
Yes. Very cool. And why is this important for you, Mr. Boston?
So I am part of NJHS, and I'm doing a project.
What is NJHS?
NJHS is the National Junior Honor Society. Basically, it's a start for kids to try to host events and...
That was our cat throwing our plaques around. There's signage. Okay, NJHS, and what are you talking about?
And I am doing a fundraiser for Team C's to try to raise some money for them.
There you go. Fantastic. So you already have some donations.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few donations. Boston also did. What else did you do?
I also did a readathon.
Readathon.
Raise some money from that. And we're trying to raise some more money from this.
There you go. A little paint party for your community. You get to give some love and some art that way. And you guys can donate if you'd like to. Where do they go? I mean, it says it right under your face, I think, on the screen. But where do they go to donate?
You can donate at teamcs.org and make sure to put the team name, Lemur Boss Gaming, so I can track how much money we've raised.
Yes. And the weird thing about going back live after so long is that we have to look at the camera and not at the computer screen, because otherwise it looks like we're looking at the computer screen. But in a minute, we're going to switch it to the desktop. Okay, so y'all, we're very excited to paint again. We have not painted for way too long, right? I mean, we have at home, but not even enough. So we're happy to be back here. Today, we are going to do a fishy painting, and everyone's going to paint their own fishies. So we're going to kind of walk you through some step-by-step fun ways to draw really anything together, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to draw individually, and you can do your whole project individually, or if you have a brother or a sister near you, or a mom or a dad or a grandma or a grandpa or a friend might be over visiting, whatever, you can totally do this project with them. So we're going to show, well, it's kind of 2 different ways, but we're going to do a little pass the paper kind of thing, and you'll see what we're talking about. So we will have one that we do together, and then we will have a fish on each of our pages, because we're going to have 2 different pages that we each draw on our own. So we're going to start with drawing fishies on our own, then we'll end it with a combo one. Now, if you don't have anyone to draw with, don't worry. You can just do your own. It's all good. Or you can have your right hand draw some and your left hand draw the rest. That'd be hard. Would that be fun? A right hand and left hand challenge. Okay, so this is what we came up with together, right, Bea?
Yes.
Okay, so I drew this one. That's the one I drew by myself. What one did you draw?
I drew the middle skinny.
And together, we created this
monster.
It's always more fun together, hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Came up with craziness. Okay, thanks for the thumbs up and the loves, y'all. If you want to comment in the chat, and hopefully we'll see you commenting, and we'll chit chat with you. first, would you like to kick it off with saying thank you to someone who has already donated?
Thank you to...
Pick one. Just pick one.
Thank you to Mimi for donating.
You don't have to say the amount people donate. Because every dollar counts. It doesn't matter if it's $500 or $1. Doesn't matter, right? Mm-hmm. Every dollar counts. $1 is 1 pound of trash. Which if you think about it, that's a lot of trash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Mimi, thank you. Right? All right. We'll get another one in a minute. We left our list of donations in the other room. That's okay. All right, cool. So here's what you guys are going to need. If you don't have watercolor or paint or any of that stuff, you're totally fine. You can draw with a pencil and a piece of paper. Okay? All you need, pencil, piece of paper, color it with crayons, color it with colored pencils, color it with markers, whatever you want. So don't freak out if you don't have what we have today. Just draw and doodle along because it's fun. We are going to be watercoloring. So we have watercolor paper, and on your watercolor paper, there's a good side and a not so good side. The good side is usually face up in your packet. This is our watercolor paper, and when we open it, the face up is what we're gonna paint on. So the back side, we write our name on this side, okay? So the back side of ours have our names on them, okay? That way we don't go draw on the front and be like, I don't like it, hi, Kelsey, how are you? What's up? Oh, hi, Lucas. Say hi to Lucas.
Hi, Lucas.
He's 5. Lucas, it's going to be so fun. You guys are going to have a blast. So I'm so excited you're here. Are you excited? Yay, we have some people. This is always fun. So this is my thing. If you make a mistake, do we have mistakes in art? Are there mistakes in art? And do we freak out? We do freak out? We freak out at first and we go, don't worry about it. It's all good. Turn it into something else. Especially with these fishies. If you make a line where you don't like it and you're like, but I didn't want it there, and then the tears start coming, we all feel that, don't worry. But instead of doing that, say, okay, what does it want to become? Because our line took a turn and obviously it wants to be something else. So we're going to turn it into a new creation, and by the end, usually that is everyone's favorite part of their painting because they work through it. Accidents happen, in the words of Bob Ross. That is right. Yep, that's what we're going to do. It all happens and we're just going to go with it. So if you have watercolor paper though, don't turn it over and do the other side because it won't work so well with the watercolor. Okay? So we have our Crayola 24 count watercolor, which is my favorite. I have fancy watercolor. I have every watercolor. I love this watercolor. It's $5 and it's great. So we have our watercolor. We have a cup of water. We have some paper towels. We have a few round paintbrushes. We just have a few sizes, big ones, little ones, whatever. A medium is fine. If you just have like one medium size, perfect, okay? If you're not gonna paint, you're just gonna draw and color, that's all totally good too, okay? I'm gonna move a few things because there's 2 of us here today. All right, and then we are going to draw with a Sharpie. Now everyone freaks out when I say draw with a Sharpie first, don't draw with a pencil.
But then you can't erase, which is the thing.
Yeah, then you can't erase. You're forced to kind of turn your oops into something beautiful, right? Mm-hmm. So we like that. And it just speeds the process up, right? So we're going to take y'all down to the desktop. Do I say desktop or tabletop?
Tabletop.
Tabletop!
You usually say tabletop.
Let's move some stuff out of the way. Okay.
The desktop is on the computer. The tabletop is in real life.
This is true. This is true. All right, cool. So I forget how we zoom in a little bit, the camera. I don't know if I can. Do I just touch this? Okay.
I think you, yeah, I think
there we go. That's good. Then you can actually see what we draw. Okay, so hold on. Let me move the watercolor out of the way because we're not going to use that for a little while still. Oh, I just bumped busted. So we're going to do 3 fishies. Here's our sample. Once again, we're going to do 3 fishies. 1 on the top third, 1 in the middle third, and 1 at the bottom third. They could be a skinnier one and a bigger one, or a skinny and a big and a skinny. Whatever you want. We're going to do 1 to start, okay?
I have an idea.
All right. You give us your idea. What's your idea?
What happens if we turn our page this way and do 1 here, and 1 here?
You can do that. You want to do that on yours?
Yeah, I think
there you go.
2 different ways.
We'll do 2 different ways. He's going to go, this is called horizontal or landscape, and this is vertical or portrait, okay? So everyone grab your pen if you're drawing with a pen. If you're doing a Sharpie, and you just have regular paper, make sure you have a mat underneath so it doesn't soak through under your table, okay? So I'm gonna draw a body shape, any shape you want. Mine's gonna kind of be a curve. I'm gonna leave room for a fin at the top. I'm gonna do a curve, and then I'm gonna do another curve on the bottom. It's kind of like a giant eyeball. So draw whatever you want. And remember, don't worry if it's not perfect or you're worried about like, oh, do I want a square shape, a triangle shape? You can make an octagon fish. It doesn't have to be a real fish, okay? So just do any old shape.
I want to start with the lips.
Okay, well, it's hard to follow along when people are doing two different things at one time. You can start with your lips though if you would like. I'm going to start with the body. He's going to start with the lips and go to the body. You pick lips or body. Go. Then I'm going to draw some lips. I'm going to draw lips that are a heart because I think they're really fun. So I'm just going to draw like a sideways heart, which is kind of like a J and another J. One would be forward, one would be backwards. And I got little lips. There you go. That's fun. That's like an S that's backwards. Reminds me of something I used to draw when I was a kid. After you have lips and you have a body shape, let's give it a tail. And you could do any tail, maybe a triangle tail, a wiggly tail. I'm doing a tail that's kind of like a big C. See how it's kind of like a C? You can close it off. You don't have to have an opening here. I'm leaving it open right now because I might want to make a point. I might want it to come in. I'm not sure what I want to do there yet. And then I'm going to just draw part of a C and then curve it in and it's kind of like a moon with a mouth. That looks like a moon with a mouth to me. Lucas, how you doing, kiddo? Are you doing good? Oh, Finn. Calling him the wrong chat. That's awesome. That's so fun. I like the tail. This is a very nice straight bit there. Cool. All right. Now, what do we need on it, Boston?
An eye.
An eyeball. Okay. How should we make an eyeball? I'm going to do, do I want her to have a little eyeball? Doing good. Awesome. Fantastic. Way to go, kiddo. All right. I'm going to draw you just did a dot eye. I kind of want to do a giant eye.
Do it.
With eyelashes. There's a giant eye. Okay, so he doesn't need a pupil, I guess, because his is just a pupil. I'm going to do the pupil in there, but I'm going to leave a little white circle for just like a little eye shine. And I'm only going to fill in the pupil part, which again, Boston did a dot, so he doesn't have to worry about this. But I'm just going to fill that in with my Sharpie because I don't want to have to watercolor it. There's no need. And if you wanted to have eyelashes, you could give it eyelashes. I'm going to give mine eyelashes. It doesn't need eyelashes. If you want to give it an eyebrow, you could. All right, what's next, Boston? What do we need? Because right now it's kind of a manatee.
A fin.
It needs a fin.
A top fin.
A top fin up top, or some hair, or some spikes, or some bubbly hair, whatever you want. Some sort of a fin or hair on top. I'm going to go with the big fluffy curves. She's got like a poofy hairdo. Oh, I love it. It's like rockabilly. That's so fun. I love it, B. Good job. All right, now what kind of another addition does this
side
fish
fin.
need? A side fin, like over here,
Yeah.
so it can flip through the water, right?
We don't need to.
Well, I don't know if it'll be quite balanced. If not, mine looks like an ear. I'm gonna decorate it. So I'm just gonna put a few little lines into the fin there. Oh, now it looks like it's kind of sticking out because I made my lines a little curved. Sweet. Very nice. Good job. All right, so I closed mine off because I want my fin to be a different color than my fish. But if you leave it open like this, your fin can be the same color as your fish, or it could blend together if you want.
Blend the colors.
There you go. All right, what else does this fishy need?
A bottom fin.
A bottom fin.
Or 2.
1, 2, 7. It's up to you. It's not a real fish, right? It's just fishies for fun. And why did we choose to do fishies?
Because we are we're trying to raise money for Team C's.
That's right. And for every dollar you donate, you take a pound of trash out of the ocean.
Yes.
And if we take trash out of the ocean, it saves who?
The fishies.
The fishies. The fishies, the turtles, the sea lions, the whales, the dolphins. And it also helps to prevent microplastics from getting into the fish and the food chain, which also can work its way up, right? Yep, we're at the top. We don't eat fish here, but some people do. All right, so we got a fish. We'll decorate them later, but we just have the basics of a fish, okay? I like that. That's fun. All right, now what are we going to do, Boston? Ready? Once you have your basics of your fish, we're going to switch papers. If you want to. You don't have to let someone else draw on your page, but if you want it to be a little bit of a group activity, you could switch, okay? So Boston's going to draw his fish here in the middle, and I'm going to draw where? You want me to draw here?
Going
Two
the
on the
same
bottom.
direction.
You want to go in the same direction.
Yeah, so it's like a school of
And then
fish
we'll have
going
one
way
big
and
one.
one going the other way.
Copy. Okay. So we're going to do it again. We're going to start with what, Boston? What do you want to start with? Lips or body this time?
The body.
The body. Okay. Pull it up a little bit so you're kind of in the middle so they can see. Okay, cool. So we're going to do the body. And I'm going to try to think of a different kind of a shape than Boston had just so we can get a new fish.
An octagon.
Here's a stop sign fish.
It's the crossing guard fish.
This is the one that makes sure everyone gets to school safely, right?
Makes sense if we're trying to make a school of fish.
There you go. Maybe that's why it came to my mind. I didn't even think about it, but you said it's like a school of fish.
Wait, where's the lips?
The lips are going to come out here. It's going to have like a megaphone.
Triangle?
Yeah, it's going to be a megaphone of lips yelling like, "Be safe! Stop! Don't cross yet! Watch out for sharks, they're crossing first." Okay, draw the body.
Is it gonna be a teeny one or a big one? Kind of want to do a big one.
Well, we got to have room for our crazy one. We could do our crazy one in the middle and the other one on the bottom, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You pick. Or just do yours here and then just leave room for the crazy one.
Okay.
We got to have a crazy fish. Okay, so we draw the body shape, whatever you want, and then draw your lips. This is going to be silly.
A duck.
I'm drawing. I feel like I want to give it, like, maybe it's got a megaphone for a mouth. It's got a megaphone for a mouth. Sometimes I think I have a megaphone for a mouth just naturally. What do you think? That's fantastic. That's
a duck.
That is a duck. That's a beak. What kind of shapes do you guys have going over there, Kelsey? We're curious. And anybody else who's watching, if you would like to comment what kind of shapes you've got going, let us know. Now we're going to give it a tail. Any sort of a tail. Since I'm doing all these angles, I feel like I need some sort of an
triangle,
angled tail. I'm gonna
Square.
continue this off. I'm gonna go with like one of these things.
Do you know what it is?
I don't.
How does a tail work like that? Robot fish.
It's gonna go down like this.
Robot fish.
Something like that. Something like that. It's like they crisscross. Hi, Linda. Hi, Laura Lee. Laura Lee 7. Robot fish is so fun. Mm-hmm. I love the robot fish idea. Say hi to Laura Lee.
Hi, Laura Lee.
How you doing? Laura Lee 7 has a, what you got, Laura Lee? Has a square. Fantastic. I love it. So we are doing 3 fishies on ours. You can do 1 giant fish. You could do 2 fish. You could do 75 fish. You'll have to paint or color those all in, so I don't know if you really want to do 75, but it would look really cool. Oh, I love it. It's like double. It's like got 2 that go like this in the back. Fantastic. All right, we need some eyeballs on our fish. Boston, what kind of eyeball? So we've got our shape for the body. We've got the mouth. We've got the tail. We need an eyeball. This one is going to get a triangle.
I was just going to do that.
You can do that. Anybody can, yeah, it's not copying. It's called inspiration. Oh, but I like your new choice. That is so cool. And I love his little teeth. You gave him teeth. Remember, if you want teeth, you can throw some teeth in there. So I'm going to leave a little eye shine in my eyeball again. And inside where the pupil would be, I'm just going to color it black with my Sharpie. If you're not using a Sharpie and you want to color it with crayons or markers later, feel free. Go ahead. It's just easier for me right now with a Sharpie because it's black. And it's going to be black in the end. Next, we're going to need You can do eyelashes on that or an eyebrow if you want. We're going to need something on the
You might
top.
want to put an eyebrow.
I don't want an eyebrow.
You don't?
Nope. I'm going to do some fin on top or some hair, whatever you want. I mean, it's a fish. It's very realistic, obviously. We're just being silly today. So I'm going to give this guy like a real rockin' mohawk.
He's so black.
This is so awesome. I love it. Now, the greatest thing is,
I love that.
at the end, when you guys have all of your fishies done, and you paint it and you do it all up or color it in or whatever you're going to do, you can come up with a really fun story for each of your fishies. If you are a homeschool kiddo, which we homeschool, so if you're a homeschool kiddo, you can use this as a writing prompt for a creative writing assignment and create a whole story about your painting, which is so much fun. So I'm just kind of decorating in his little top fin a little bit. I love it. It's like he's got a little wave. You used to have a haircut like that.
I did?
You did, and it was adorable. It was so cute. Your little front would just stick right up. Now you got a fuzzy head now. We need a fin on the side, yes? So some sort of a fin on the side, y'all. Have you guys ever drawn with us before on our page? I know we were doing a ton 2 years ago when the pandemic started. And we did it for like, oh my gosh, we did it for
looks
like
a
over a year.
Giant like baby fish.
This one?
Yeah.
I love it. It's really cute. So I did a fin on the side. But if you have not ever drawn with us before, welcome for the first time. There's now a sunflower fish eating an ice cream cone. We love the mohawk fish and the giant eye fish. I cannot wait to see your sunflower fish eating an ice cream cone. That makes me hungry and very happy. And I think we need ice cream after this now.
Yes.
We need some fins on the bottom if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you want to, now's the time.
We're gonna
a couple
do
fins on the bottom.
Ones. Real teeny.
They're spikes. If you want to give any of your fishies some gills, you could, because fish have gills. That's how they
Real
breathe.
teeny.
You don't have to put them on, but if you want to, you can. Those are cool. You're so good. It's so fun. See, everybody's come out so different, and it's the most exciting for me to see that people use their own inspiration and do what they want
Oh, we forgot Gills
and
on the
make
other
it
ones.
exciting. I know we did, didn't we? First time here. Well, welcome, Linda, and welcome. What was your daughter's name? Lee. I don't want to say it wrong. Laura Lee. I should know that. I have a friend named Laura Lynn. So welcome for the first time. Yay. Hi, guys. Nice to see ya. Okay, y'all. This is going to be fun now. We're going to switch it. We're going to switch it up. Ready? So we are deciding to pass our paper. If not, we're on to our third fish. We can go back and decorate a little bit later.
Yes.
But we are on our
This is
third
where it gets
fish.
crazy.
And we love this as a game when we are in line at places where we know we're going to be like a long wait or a long line or a restaurant or something like that. We sometimes like to bring a little notebook and a pencil or a pen, right?
Yes.
And we each actually have our own notebook. And we play this game called Pass the Sketch, which we actually have on our website. So I forget what the link is. I'll put it in here later. But there's a link that shows you how to play this game. But we're going to teach you right now, okay? So everyone draws one part, and then we pass it to the other person, and they add on. And we just keep adding. Now, normally, it doesn't have to be a fish. It could be anything. But for this, it's going to say some sort of a fish. Robot fish, ice cream fish, whatever kind of fish you want, right?
Yes.
Now, do we want this one to go against the grain, or do we want it to go with the rest of the fish? On mine. You want it to go this direction or this direction?
I think with.
With, they're all going to go together?
Yeah.
Okay. And then on yours, you figure out which direction you want it to go there. So we're going to just draw the body, okay? The shape of the body here. And it can be any shape you want. So I think I'm going to leave room up here because I want some hair or something on it. Are you doing a blobfish? He's got like a wiggly line going. I'm curious to see. And now I'm going to leave a big opening so that he can decide if he wants to put a big mouth on it or a smaller mouth on it.
It's like a coffin fish.
Coffin fish. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to switch. So now we have like some sort of a shape for the body. Now we're going to switch. And This is where we love to do this because it's just fun to see how it all comes together
So
in the
do
end.
lips now or the
Lips.
neck fin?
Let's do lips. It could turn out amazing or it can turn out totally wacky, but either way, it doesn't really matter. It's just for fun. So you wanted him going this direction? Is this, yours is going this way?
Yeah.
Okay. I almost put the lips where the tail should be. That would have been terrible. Okay, so should he just have a really tiny mouth? It's just like a little baby curve. No, I think he shouldn't. I think he should have like a giant smiley mouth. Oh, that's awesome. Look at those lips. Okay, we gotta switch again. Now, I could put teeth in it if I want. I'm actually gonna give it some teeth.
Those are big teeth.
My, what big teeth you have. There we go. Now it's got teeth. It kind of reminds me of a character from Mario. That chain thing that jumps around.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now we're going to add the back fin. Okay, so we have lips and a body, and we are onto our last fish with some sort of a back fin. I don't know why it chose this shape. I should have gone a little more dragon, I think, but now it is what it is. Let's see. I think that's it. I think it's fine how it is. Oh, fantastic. All right, switch. Everyone switch if you're switching. If not, you're just on to the next part with us. It looks like he got exploded out. All right, cool. I love it. Eyeball? Is that next? Okay, eyeball. Everyone draw an eyeball. I think this one's kind of aimed towards us, so I'm giving this one 2 eyes. Can I do that?
Yeah.
He kind of feels like an eel of some sort. And then, just with dots. I'm just gonna do little dots right in the middle. Sound good? I think it needs eyebrows though. This one. Okay, I love it. Okay, fantastic. Oh, we're gonna switch it again, y'all. Switch it again.
Top fin, or do we want to do the side fin? Let's do the side fin.
Side fin first?
Yeah.
Save the top because you want to do the top on this
Yeah.
one? Okay, so we're gonna do a side fin. A side fin. I think it's just a triangle. It's not very exciting, but maybe if I do like a fun detail in it, it'll be more exciting.
It's like a dog's ear. It's like a dog ear.
It's like a dog's ear. Okay, switch. So we did the side fin. Time to do the top. Okay. I feel like this one is maybe got an anglerfish kind of thing on it. What do you think?
That's fun.
An anglerfish, which means that it would be a female, because the female anglerfishes are the only ones with that. But I don't think I want to stop there. I think I want it to have little antennas, because someone here is doing a robot fish, and I may have been inspired a little bit by that comment. So we're going to do some antennas on him, just so he gets some good Wi-Fi down under the ocean. Don't you think? Every fish needs some Wi-Fi under the sea.
Yes.
This one's getting a lot of good reception. No
Too bad he
Zoom
doesn't
link,
have a
no Zoom
phone.
calls dropped there. Yeah, right? Okay, so now we're going to switch again, y'all. And what do we do? Oh my gosh, it's
bottom
beautiful.
fin.
Your top fins today are very impressive. I love them. The bottom fins? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, how am I ever going to? Okay.
Why? How are you ever going to?
How am I ever going to do it? Like, it's cool.
You're trying to copy?
I'm mimicking, not copying, mimicking. So that we can really draw attention to your hairdo, which I love. Beautiful. Oh, so fun. Are you guys having fun? Are you making crazy fish? Are you making normal fish? You can make normal fish. You don't have to make crazy fish. We're just kind of a crazy bunch over here.
Most of the time, I'm not.
He's our most calm out of the house, right? Yeah. His brother and I are the weirdos, right?
Yes.
And we love it that way. We say, I love you, my weird. That's what we say to each other, right? Not you and me,
No.
but Finn and I do. Okay, cool. So now we've got our fishies. Now, get your paper back. Make sure you have your paper at this point, right? If you want to put any gills on any of them, you can. If you want to do any designs on them, you can. I'm going to do a few designs. If I have a fish over here that you want to add to, let me know and you can. Are there any of these ones you want to add to? No? Okay, cool. I'm adding. Okay, so I'm going to give my fish up here maybe some bubbles in her tail so that she can have some extra colorful spots. And these I'm making big enough so that when I color them with a crayon, I have enough room to color in and it won't be too difficult. Cool? So we're going to do a watercolor resist technique, which is going to be really fun. I feel like he needs, I don't want him to have anything. I really like him, but I kind of want to add to him also. Would you be okay with some dots going down his back?
Yeah.
That I could color in, like ovals? Maybe ovals or triangles. No, ovals. Okay. So I kind of like this whole dinosaur egg sort of, dragon egg sort of effect. That's what I call it. I don't know why, because usually when I see dragon eggs in the wild, they always have spots, don't they? Okay. So again, you guys, we are here because of why, Boston. While we decorate our fishies, Boston will once again talk about why we're here other than just to bring fun art to all y'all.
We are here because I am doing a fundraiser to get some money and raise some money for Team C's. And Team C's helps reduce the amount of trash in our oceans and beaches and rivers.
There you go. So if you guys would like to donate, where do they go?
teamcs.org. And if you do want to donate, please put the team name Lemur Boss Gaming in so we can track how much money we've raised.
There you go. And then his project is due next week, so we will be looking at that page and seeing how many donations he gets by Thursday, the end of March. That would be the last day for us. You can always donate to Team C's, but this way he can have his project finished in time.
I love this one because it's kind of like an origami fish.
It is like an origami fish. You're right. Okay, are we done with our details on our fishies, y'all? How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Do you guys are you done with your fishies? Are you ready to color? Have you already started coloring? We are going to start coloring with crayon because we want to do a watercolor resist technique, which is really fun. So that means you can't color everything in, okay? You're just going to color some spots. So for my fishy here, I'm going to color the spots on her tail. That means I'm not going to have to watercolor the tail, right? I mean, I am going to watercolor the tail, but I'm not going to watercolor the spots on the tail because they're going to have the crayon, which is a wax. And if you put the watercolor over it, it won't stick to wherever you have crayon. So anywhere you put crayon, your watercolor won't stick.
Very specific color I have.
You have a very specific color?
Yeah, I have to have this greenish yellow.
Okay, I love it. I am going to use...
And remember to color hard when you do the crayon so the watercolor doesn't go into where the crayon is.
That's right.
Unless you want it to.
If you don't color all of it, right? If you leave white where you're... Like, see how solid these spots are? If I leave any white and do watercolor over the top, it will go wherever the white parts are showing. Now, it's okay, of course, if it goes on some of it or if you like how that look is. But if you don't want it to go on there, color as best you can. If you break a crayon, don't worry. It just means you made another crayon, okay? So if I were to color this light, see the difference? Let's see if I hold it up. See the difference how, oops, this is got a lot of white in it. Now I'm going to press hard and really fill that whole circle in. My crayon is sliding in its paper. Does that ever happen to you?
I kind of want to color these.
All right. How about another shout out for a donor? Who donated?
Shout out to Evan for donating some and helping us out.
Right. He and his business donated, which is so awesome. So thank you to Evan Tiendo for helping this awesome cause. And we've got to get the name of your business. It's hey Finn. I'll get the name. I don't want to. It's 3 letters, and I don't want to put them in the wrong order. So Boston's pulling it up. He's going to check. I think I know it, but I don't want to say the wrong order for his business because that would be terrible. So if you have a business and your business wants to donate, you can totally do that as well. There you go. Boss.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Boss has locked us out. We're back. All right, cool. So we are coloring any of your spots. And you're going to do this on any of your fishies, anywhere you don't want to have to watercolor, okay? Yep. ANR gives back. Fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you are in San Diego and you need a realtor, check out Evan because he's awesome. Super awesome. So, and shout out to Rocky and Ace because they might be doing this later on. And I know Rocky was maybe looking forward to doing it. So, hi Rocky. Who else do you want to give a shout out to? Let's do one more.
Shout
a big
out
thank you
to Graham for helping us too.
Yes, that's a great one. Thanks, Graham. All right, y'all.
Find the orange.
There's a good orange.
This orange, but it snapped in half.
Oh, that's okay. You can take it and use it anyways. Which end would you like? There we go.
The teeny.
The tiny end. So I'm using this crayon. This crayon's broken too. So just take off one piece. Do you guys have any broken crayons? What are you guys using to color with? Are you coloring with pencils? Are you coloring with crayons? Are you coloring with markers? Also, think about what color you're going to make your fish body. My water is going to be blue, so I'm not going to have any blue fish because they won't really stand out. But I will have some bright colored fish. I could have purple fish. I love the teeth. Those are fantastic. Nice. So think about what color fish you're going to do, and then that might help you think about what colors not to use for your lips or fins or spots.
And also think about the water.
Yeah.
If you want to have more green water or more blue water, it depends on what fish you're going to do or what water you're going to do for your fish.
Yeah. If you want them to camouflage and hide and not stand out, then you do them in the same color. Or similar color. But if you want your fishies to stand out in your blue water, you might want to use a warm color like a yellow or an orange or a red, because those are warm colors.
Okay, we do have a...
What are our cool colors, Boston?
Blues, greens, blues.
Blues,
purples.
greens, blues. Double blues. All right, what color?
We get the turquoise and the light blue and the...
Yeah, that's true. All the different blues.
Yeah.
What color did you imagine this guy's hair? Did you have a color in mind?
I didn't have a color in mind.
I was going to do blonde, but now I'm thinking bright red. But maybe blonde.
Bright red would be hilarious.
Bright red. Okay, we're going bright red. Let us know.
Oh, no, you could do the blonde and then the fins on down here be red.
I think I'll go bright red on top and the fins on the bottom blonde.
This is going to take
No?
so long.
Maybe I'll do both. Maybe I'll do a red-yellow combo. Then it'll look like McDonald's. That won't work.
I kind of want to
Be
do
ketchup and
gray
mustard
for
then.
this guy's hair.
Do it!
But I want to do it with the watercolor because it's so big.
Well, you have silver in here, I think. No, you're gonna watercolor the hair? Okay, cool.
Yay.
So what colors is everybody here using? And you guys, when you finish your artwork, if you want to tag us, if you post it, we would love to cheer you on and share in your awesomeness. And you can even put it in the comments, like when you finish your whole picture, you could put it in the comments and we can all see it and see how different everybody's fishies turned out, because I'm sure they're all going to be very, very, very different. Which is so cool, which is like the really fun part of this whole thing, I think, right?
Yeah.
Seeing how creative everyone is in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that we have kiddos joining us today. Used to teach a bunch of like paint parties in person for adults and paint party for kids. And we had an art membership with some kids in it and families in it. We were doing that for a while, for the whole pandemic.
Where's the bright red?
But we've put it all on pause right now. Oh, I threw it back in. I put it on pause because I'm trying to write some children's books right now, you guys. I'm working on my third one, and then I'll be submitting to agents. I'm very excited about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun. All right, so we've done hair, we've done fins. We might want to do, I think I want to do maybe red. I don't know what colors. So again, we're not coloring the whole fish. We're just finding some spots, and you're pressing hard, which is why it takes a little bit longer, because you got to press hard. Otherwise, the watercolor trick we're going to do doesn't work as well, right? So He's got some cool rockabilly hair here. Maybe he needs, what color hair does he need, Boston? That's loud.
Green.
Green hair, okay. That's a green, right? Dark green or light green? You want dark green or light green?
Dark green.
Dark green, okay. So we'll do light green on the fins below maybe.
I think I'm done because there's like most of the spots I've left are big spots.
I probably could have watercolored his hair because it's so big.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. But how about this? I'm going to do this effect where it's going to be like darker. We'll like ombre it, and then we'll get the watercolor at the top.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do with these, two of these fins.
Okay. And then we'll get lower down here so we can kind of like ombre. It's going to be like crayon at the bottom into watercolor up at the top, okay? Finn's the younger kiddo, he's making us some lemon pound cake right now. That's what that timer was for. I'm so excited. Okay, yeah, I like that. I think, see, that was kind of a happy accident. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. All right, now his lips. I think I wanted to have big orange lips. No, he has orange lips. He has to have yellow lips. I need a yellow, y'all. There we go, a good yellow. All right, let's get some big old yellow lips. Boston, that's loud.
It won't come off.
Scrape it up with your finger. Or go take it in the other room and do it where it's not so loud. But be careful doing that because remember the wax, wherever you get the wax, will you'll see it later, right? So we are just about done with all of our crayon details. We're gonna grab our watercolor, our paintbrush, our cup of water, some paper towels, and we are about to get started on that in just a second. I'm going to do his little fin here and the fins on the bottom, and I think I'm done. How about you, Bea?
I think I'm done.
All right. Do you want to give a shout out, another thank you to Graham? Oh, did you already do Graham?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. Oh, you have to give a shout out to that person right there. Who do you have to say thank you to now?
Shout out to Dylan.
To Dylan, aka Dad. Good job, Bea. Thank you for the donation, Dad. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you donate while we're live here, we'll give you a shout out and say thank you so much for donating. Remember, $1 is fantastic.
And remember to put the team name Lemur Boss Gaming so we can track how much
That's right.
We've raised
For his project. And again, you don't have to donate. This is just part of his project. I'm using a white crayon, y'all. So if you have a white crayon and you want to do a fun little effect, you won't really see it while you draw right now. But in the end, when we watercolor, this will make some magic. So if you've never done this trick, I would encourage you to use a white crayon if you're watercoloring and do this fun little trick, making little bubbles in the water. And you have to press pretty hard if you want them to be solid. If you don't want them to be solid, then you don't have to press pretty hard. But I'm going to make mine kind of solid. So I'm going to do some bubbles coming out of my fishies.
If you put a shadow on them,
a little bit.
See them.
Yeah, if you kind of like look at it at a funny angle, you can see them too. I just noticed I didn't do her flippers. We're going to give her yellow flippers down here. Now I'm only coloring these in. I could watercolor them, but I'm going to try to speed up the watercolor process. And now when your watercolor is wet and you have to do another area next to it, you want to let it dry before doing that other area. Okay? So if you've got crayon dust everywhere, lightly try to get it off. If you're not on camera, you can do like Boston and just bang it on the table. But we don't want all the crayon bits everywhere. Okay? So are you done with crayons? You didn't want to do his lips? You're good? You're going to paint him? Or any designs in here? You're going to paint it all?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's put yours higher up on the table. All right, friends. We are cooking here. We are, 45 minutes in. Perfect. We are going to pull over our watercolor. Now, we're going to have to scoot our stuff apart a wee bit. I'll come all the way over to the edge here and get yours in there.
Kind of. Oh,
Yep.
just barely.
Just fits. Pull it up, up, up. There we go, right there. Cool. All right. So we have some brushes. Any brushes will work. We just have some round brushes. Which brush would you like? This is more of a big one, so that's for the background. But which brush would you like, sir? The fancy brush. Okay, I'm going to take this brush. So When you do watercolor, if this is your first time, or maybe it's not and you just haven't heard of this before, but when you do your watercolor, you're gonna want to get your brush wet, and we call this the ballerina, and these are her tippy toes. Our Crayola watercolors are super great. This is why I love them, because they're so vibrant. If you just get them a little bit wet, they really soak up a lot of color already. Did you see that? That was one dab in green, and it got super vibrant already, okay?
The darker colors are more chalky, and you'll get way more out of them.
Well, these ones are more chalky, but these are more pigmented, I think, right?
Ah.
Yeah. So pick a fish and find an area. And you're not going to want to go close to any wet watercolor unless you want your colors to blend in. So this is a wet on dry technique. Why, Boston? Why is this wet on dry?
Because watercolor is wet and you're putting the wet watercolor onto a dry surface.
Correct. So this, I'll show you a few techniques in this, which is why this is really fun, because you can do a whole bunch of things. But I'm doing a wet on dry right here. And did you notice I just went right over that crayon so that I could get that green into all the spots I missed with my crayon, and it all just blends in nicely. And I still see my crayon. But now, you guys, especially for the kiddos.
It's actually more vibrant.
I know, right?
It's more of a blue.
I put my brush all the way to the bottom of my cup, and I swirl around twice, dab it off, and then I want to make sure that my water is clear on my mat, or fairly clear. You don't want it to be green still. Okay, now it's clear. That means I can dip back into my water, and I can come to a new color. I'm not going to do this fish, even though I was just working on him, because I have wet watercolor here, and it will run into my fish if I get him wet. Instead, I think I'm going to hop up to this fishy up here. Oh, I could do his flippers. Boston says do his flippers. That's probably better. I'll do his flippers, and then I'll hop up to my fish on the top. So I'm going to do this one's flippers down here. And there we go.
I gotta go red.
I kind of went out of my lines. If you go out of your lines, wash your brush off, dry your brush, and then just go right up to where it went out of the lines and soak it up real quick, and it should be good. If it's too much, you can soak it up with a little piece of paper towel. I could get a little bit more water on there, kind of rub next to it, and then I can see it's bleeding out there. I can just scoop it up, dry it off, and as long as it's pretty dry, it'll stay put. Might need a little paper towel. I just tear a little corner off, you guys, and just come right over to the edge, soak up that water, and then we're good to go, like it never happened. Okay, now I'm gonna move up to my fishy up here. Remember, think about kind of the color that you want their body to be. I might do her orange, and then I'm gonna do her hair pink. I think that's what I'll do. So I'll give her some pink hair up here. Now, I could go all the way around and be very careful and not get in my yellow, but I don't really have to because I colored my yellow pretty thick. I could go right over it, and it's much quicker. See? Just go right over it. How you doing, boss?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm proud of you. You're doing awesome. Are you having fun?
Yes.
Okay, then that's all that matters, right? If you guys need a break, I know we have some kids here who are 5 and 7, so you might need a break. If you need a break, that's okay. Take a little break. You can just get a snack. You can watch. You can come back later. This will be up on our page along with all of our other videos that we have. It'll be on there as a replay. So if you need to come back tonight and finish it up, or have some time tomorrow maybe to work on it, take your time. Do it. That's totally fine. Now that my hair is wet up here, I don't want to work on her anymore. I'm going to come to my fishy in the middle. Okay? What color did you want him? Did you care? Do you know what color?
Fishy?
This awesome big eye fish you made. What color do you think? Green?
Like this,
Like this green?
no, like this green.
That's this color green, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll do that. We shall do it. Now, do you want it to be color changer tie-dye with that green and this green tie-dyed into them? Or no, just solid green?
Tie-dye.
I can tie-dye her.
Tie-dye her.
Okay, tie-dye her.
She's more than tie-dye.
Okay, so we're still doing a wet on dry technique. And that means we have dry paper, we have wet watercolor, and we're just filling it in. So this is kind of like a a limey sort of a green. And I do have to be careful around the eyeball because I did not color the eyeball with white crayon. So I will have to go around the eyeball, right? Mm-hmm. You're going right into the eyeballs, making them green, and that is hysterical, and I love it. I didn't even think about coloring his eyeballs in. You guys, this is why kids art is my favorite art, because they're not limited to the things they've seen in the world for 40 years. They just make it up and have fun. Right, B? Kids art. I mean, I need a shirt that just says kids art is the best art. It's my favorite. I love it. Awesome. Lime green, fishy. I think that was a great choice. Beautiful. All right, now I'm going to tie dye. Who am I going to work on? This one's more dry. I'm going to work on him and then I'll go work on her. Okay. I got to think. I think I want him red. Is that weird? Purple? No, red. Well, the complementary color to green is red, and he has green hair, so I think a red fish would look cool.
Okay, I have a gray-haired.
He's an old fish. I like it. He's cute. What color are his lips going to be?
I don't know, but what?
I feel like they need to be something vibrant, like to really stand out.
Yeah, that would be
I don't know. I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be cute. All right, is anyone painting, coloring, drawing? What's the plan, y'all? And again, if you guys would like to donate for Team C's, because this is also a little fundraiser for Team C's for Boston. Boston loves the animals, right, Boss?
Yes.
Boston takes these amazing classes. If you have kiddos, I'm just going to do a shameless plug for Miss Roberta, because if you have kiddos that are kinder to middle school age and they like animals or the ocean or learning about our planet in general, what do you think? You think they should take her classes?
Yeah.
My kids are now, these are like the 5th classes they've taken, and they do the full year. They don't just do, oh, that actually looks kind of cool. They don't do just a semester.
Streak?
Yeah.
All right, maybe you should do a different color then.
I know, but I'm just going to keep going. Anyways, Miss Roberta at mermaidroberta.com is her website. If your kids like animals or the ocean or anything at all like that, she has a marine biology class that they can take. Oh, see, I'm getting a little bleeding because I didn't realize that was still wet. That's okay. We could just blend it in.
Hide your mistake.
Just blend it right in there. So Miss Roberta does really, really fun lessons for the kids on Zoom. So it doesn't matter if you live somewhere other than where we're at. We've got kids in Montana and Arkansas and other places that have taken their classes. But she does it on Zoom. And I know some people are over the Zoom thing because it was like so much for a while, but does it feel like you're on Zoom, or does it feel like you're with Roberta in the classes and the kids?
In a class.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're in a class. She's so good at it. So check out mermaidroberta.com for her schedule. It's not out yet, but it will be coming up for next year, I think. Anyways, her classes are amazing, you guys. So a little plug for her because she's awesome too. And so normally today, Boston and Finn would have a class with her, but it's spring break for them. So, all right, I'm going to teach you one new technique. This is called a wet on wet technique, okay? You're doing great, Boston.
None of my
Keep
things
it up.
are dry yet. I just got to sit here and wait.
Okay, just wait for a little bit. All right, so this is going to be a wet on wet technique. I'm going to paint her all with clear water, okay? This is how we just get it wet. Just gonna get the page wet. I'm not gonna go in her eyeball, and I'm actually gonna avoid her fin as well. I think I avoided it. I might have avoided most of it. At first I was gonna go over it, and then I just decided not to. So we're gonna go just over here. Now, I'm not too worried about this part because, like I said, the tail, the crayon, has, you know, it's very solid. So if it goes in there a little bit, that's okay. But we're gonna just try to stay in the lines as best we can. Let me just show you. If I were to put, let's get a blue. I know I'll use blue later, but if I were to get a blue and I were to go out here and go, oh no, I don't want that, okay? Because I know right now some kids might be freaking out. Just take your paintbrush, dry it off, and scoop up as much as you can. Now you can only do this for a little bit before it starts to ruin your paper. But now we're going to put clear water on it. Okay, get clear water. You can already see it's almost gone. I taught this to a bunch of, ladies in a painting class once, and they were like amazed. What? We're basically erasing it. Now I'm not going to rub it. I'm just going to dab up and down, because if I rub it, I'll tear the fibers of my paper. So look at that. It's basically gone, you guys. So if you have something and you go out of the lines and you don't like it, you can pretty much erase it to some degree, okay? Now, I probably did it really close there, but that's all right. The background's gonna be blue water. Okay, she's wet. Her tail's wet, her face is wet, she's wet. We are going to grab some colors, and I'm gonna use an orange on her and yellow, maybe red. So if I just do this, you see how that starts to kind of bleed. You call it bleeding when it goes poof and kind of fans out like that. So I'm just gonna give her some cool orange spots, and it'll just start to go out into that water that was already on the page. And so this is wet on wet because we're using wet watercolor on top of wet water on the page, right? Mm-hmm. Do you like wet on wet technique, Boston? Is it fun?
Sometimes it just does whatever it wants.
That's true, right? Okay, so I have orange spots. I think I have enough of them. Now I'm gonna go with yellow, so I wanna clean it.
It's shaking so much.
It is?
It was just shaking. I don't know why.
Okay.
Now
Sorry.
it's still shaking.
But don't touch it. It's all right. It's all right. It's because we're crazy. We've got so much energy. We're shaking the table. Okay, so now I have a clean brush, and I'm going to go in and put yellow up against those oranges, and they'll start to kind of bleed together, and she's going to become my tie-dyed fish, which is so fun. Now, remember, you don't want to dip your watercolor brush back into watercolor without cleaning it unless it's the same color on your brush. You want to clean your brush between each time. And because I'm doing wet on wet, I'm probably going to get some orange on my brush. So I might not want to go right back in my yellow here. I might just want to check and make sure I don't have I don't have orange on my brush, because I don't want to dirty my palette. That's where my paints are that want to be nice and the color they're supposed to be. Not only for me to use later on, but if someone else wants to get a yellow, they're not going to want to get dirty orange yellow. They're going to want to get nice clean yellow. So we got to take care of our stuff, huh, boss?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't want me to turn your blue red, right?
Nope.
Can you scoot your head back a little bit? Do you want to put this up a little bit, or are you good? You good?
I'm good.
Okay. Put your head back. Nobody can see. Boston's head keeps going right in the way. Sorry, y'all. All right. So it's hard because we have to be so far away from the painting to be able to film it. And it's hard not to just like lean into your work and get all into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think I have her done. Now she's super wet because we did wet on wet. And so I'm not going to really do any flipper on her right now, or else it would just become a mess, unless I wanted it to be the same color. I needed to add orange there, and I think I need to add a little orange here. All right, so she's super wet, so we're gonna have to just leave her for a little bit. Oh, she reminds me of the Dr. Seuss one. What's the one, Put Me in the Zoo? Is that what it's called? The big yellow guy with the colored spots? Do you remember that Dr. Seuss book? And it was like a yellow, like bear looking thing. And then...
No, I think it was like some like leopard or something.
Yeah, and they had all those rainbow spots on it.
They kept changing color.
I loved that. Okay, so this is pretty much done as far as what I can do right now, because she's so wet. He's pretty dry. He's dry, but she's not. So I'm going to let this sit for just a minute. And if you have anything to tidy up, you can. We are just going to paint the background here in just a second. Boston is finishing up his colorful fish, which is amazing. I love it. What color tail is that one gonna get? Do you know yet?
No.
I cannot wait to see the ice cream and the robot fish. Those are gonna be so fun. And a square fish. Y'all gotta show us what you created. I'm going to start, I think, at the bottom and just hope for the best and work my way up. I might come back to her with like a paper towel in a little bit and dab her up when she's a little more dry. So you could do a wet on wet technique with the water, or you can just go with dry, and you can put in all different shades of blues or blue greens or whatever you would like. I'm gonna get all of my blues a little wet if they're not already wet. Most of mine are wet, my blues and my greens, so that I can kind of make some watercolors. That is watercolor, that's silly. But I mean colors of the water. I'm gonna make watercolor, okay? Yeah. So we're just gonna take a medium or a large brush, depending on what you can control, and paint, right?
Yep.
So, Boston.
Yes.
Are you enjoying this?
Yes.
Do you have any tips for any of the kids who are watching? They might be younger, they might be older, who knows? Do you have any tips for them when they're doing their artwork? I'm putting them on the spot now.
No.
No? No tips on when you're painting to like freak out? I think that's a good idea.
Make a crazy artwork, because then even if you mess up, then it doesn't matter because it already looks insane.
So just make some crazy art. And then just have fun with it and be okay. Maybe that's a good way to start, right? Just
because if you make a monster as like a monster fish, like our together ones, which are absolutely insane. If you go outside the lines, it's okay because it's a monster fish.
It's a monster fish, and you don't have to worry about it. And sometimes it's nice just to know in advance. I'm just going to make something crazy and kind of see where it wants to take me, and I don't have to worry about it too much, and I can just do that, right?
I'm making his tail blend in.
You're making his tail blend in to his body or the water?
The water.
Ooh, okay. I like.
So it kind of implies that he can turn invisible.
Oh, cool. Okay, now we're getting somewhere with this background, y'all. Now you can see what this fun little magic trick was with the white crayon and the bubbles, because the bubbles are starting to show up. Now, I'm going to go through in the end. I'm not really worried about where my watercolor lands and dries up and whatever, because in the end, I'm going to do a fun splashy technique that's going to make it kind of look like water in the water. Water in the water. Okay? So I'm not too worried. If you don't work fast with watercolor, it tends to dry up in weird spots if you're doing it like wet on dry. Like this is going to get kind of a harsh edge if I don't come back to it quick. So I'm not worried about it because I know I'm going to come in with some splashy stuff that's going to kind of, change that up a little bit. So that's okay. And if you have, this is water in the background, so if it has some weird flaring and stuff that might happen, then don't worry about it. It's all right. Water is different all the time. I don't want to get too close to her. I'm going to get the front because I know that's dry. See what I just said? I'm not going to get close to her, and I was going too fast, and I made her skin fall into the ocean. That's not good. But we just take a paper towel, dry it up, all good. Then I'm going to stay away from that area now. I'm trying to get the bubbles so you guys can see all the bubbles show up. Now I know her hair is dry, so I can be very careful and just go nice and slow right around the hairline or top fin, whatever it is. But I'm going to stop when I get close to her tail because I don't want to get, I might have got too close. Might have. All right.
I don't think so.
Are we okay over there?
I think you're okay.
Okay, good. Stay away from
You're
her
getting
face.
awfully. Stop trying to get close.
I'm just getting
You're
kind
trying
of
to
close.
get as close as you can.
I know. Okay, so there we go. It's hard to paint this way. My arm is in a weird spot. If you guys are painting and your painting is in a weird spot, turn your paper. I'm not turning my paper because I don't want you guys to, see it upside down or whatever. I want to make it easy on you. But you can turn your paper. If you are using watercolor, though, be careful when you move your paper when it's not fully dry. If you pick it up and go, Mom, look at this, or Sally, look at this, or Grandma, look at this, whatever, and you pick it straight up, it's going to run down your page if it's still wet, and then you'll be all sad because it's all run all over the place. And then you just say, that was the way I meant to do it. It was going to be a running painting. It's a drippy painting. But it's all good. Uh-oh, I might have got too close there. So don't pick it up, but you can just like kind of spin it around so that it's easier for you to paint. I'm not able to do that with, the setup we have here, neither is Boston really, because we're kind of in tight quarters. I mean, our elbows are basically touching each other here. Right, B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are touching each other.
They are.
Like my arm's under yours.
Really, it's a good thing we like each other, right? Because that would be tough. But what was your favorite fish to paint or draw today, actually? Not paint, but draw. Which one was your favorite one to create, do you think? Yeah. I mean, it might not be your favorite one that you like, what it looks like, but what did you have the most fun creating, even if it didn't turn out how you wanted?
My first one, because it turned out exactly how I wanted it.
Which is the one right here. Mm-hmm. He's super cute. I think my favorite one is your middle one over here. But I don't know.
That was a close second.
I really like the ones we did together, too. I think those were really silly and fun. Did. Yeah. Well, I meant you worked on the ones that I worked on with you, too. Did you have fun doing the joint one? The together one? Yeah. That was fun.
What's your favorite together one?
My favorite together... that. I don't know, though. I think that one's so crazy.
Because we both worked on it. It's not like you're saying mine's better or yours is better, so.
This is true, too, right? Yeah.
We're just saying both of ours are better.
They're both better. I think they're both awesome for different reasons.
Which is your favorite?
I love his face. His face just makes me laugh. And I love this one's hair, which makes me laugh.
Teeth.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Who did the lips?
Me.
Oh.
I was going to do teeth, but...
I'm sorry. I
decided not to last second.
I forgot she's still so wet.
Stop it. You're trying to do this.
I forgot. I was trying to get the edges now. And I was like, oh, wait. She's still too wet. I should have started with her because she needed the most time to dry. Oh, well. That's okay. We're just going to paint around it. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now, while Boston's painting over there and our fish is taking forever to dry, y'all. Okay. I'm going to take a little piece of paper towel. You don't have to do this, but I'm just going to get the excess off of the bubbles because sometimes it'll just sit on there and take forever to dry. So I'm just going to kind of wipe that up. And when it's pretty dry, if you want, you can take your paintbrush and I'm going to just try to get into the water area without getting into the fish too much. And I'm just going to do a few little drips like this. And I'm hitting it on my finger like that. Oops, I shouldn't have done that where I did. And then it will kind of... her? Maybe.
You did it on her again.
She got a little bubble on her. It's okay. So it's going to make these fun little water spots. Do you see that? Another way to do this is while it was super wet, you could add salt and that'll make some really fun effects in it. But I didn't want to get the salt out. It was just too much. If you want bigger spots than that, or you don't want to flick it, you can always just kind of touch your brush somewhere and it'll start to go zoop out like this. And then you'll get some of those water spots. And it'll lighten up. So the longer it sits, the more it will suck up some of that water and that pigment that is on the page. And it will start to make spots like this. So I think that's kind of fun when you're doing like an ocean or a lake because it just adds a little bit of a fun effect to the water that might already be there naturally in the water, right? So the flick technique gives a little bit more spots. And then if you take your brush and you actually touch it to the page, just bounce it up and down, then you'll get some little water spots, which is fun. Another fun thing you can do, because Boston, right, you're doing this for taking trash out of the ocean, right?
Basically.
So what's another thing they could do?
Take some plastics or things you're going to throw in the trash or recycle, and maybe glue them on or something onto your artwork to make it have some depth.
Yeah. So if you have some fun trash that you want to maybe glue onto your fishies somewhere, or if you have bottle caps, you can dip them in paint and then stamp them on, like in acrylic paint, you can stamp them on for bubbles, right? That would be fun. What else could you do? you could make these bigger. Like if this is just an idea, then you can make a much bigger fishy out of recycled bits before throwing it in the trash, right? And you can think, oh, well, we could take a piece of wood and cut it into a big fish, and then take maybe bottle caps or cardboard pieces you might have from a cereal box or something, or what else, Bustin? Some of those bags that you get your fruits and vegetables in. You can take those and glue them onto, you know, the wooden fish that you might want to cut out. Those would be really cute in your backyard or something.
Yeah, it's like scales.
Yeah, super awesome. So, if you guys had
Ooh, I
fun.
uncovered bubbles.
I see your bubbles. That was like a magic moment that just showed
I
up.
forgot they were there.
See, that's what's so fun, because then when you all of a sudden you go, oh wait, I did something there. I didn't even notice it. I love this fishy. Turned out so cute. I like the color palette you did with him. It's the yellow and the purple. You did good complementary colors there, kid. Complementary colors are when they're across from each other on the color wheel.
Like I said in the beginning, you could do, if you wanted to do blue, you on a fish or something do green in the water.
You could, right?
And that's
I did
what I
blue
did.
water and you did a green water. Yeah, is there a right way, wrong way you have to do it? No. So I'm going to, because she's taking forever to dry and I have no patience, I'm going to dry her up a little bit so I can move on. The problem doing this is that you're going to lose some of that cool tie-dye effect because it's not dry enough to do this yet. But I want to have this finished so you guys can move on with your day and see the final product still. So I'm just going around the edges to kind of soak it up a little bit. It's all right. She's still cute. It's fine. It's fine.
Now you're mad that you did it.
No, I'm not. I did fine. You could also kind of blow it with a hair dryer, but be careful because it will blow the art around and the water around. So be careful if you do decide to use a hair dryer. We have a heat gun, but you also have to be really careful with that because it's super, super hot. So I'm just going to come up here and hope that this blue does not go into her body. However, if it does, you will see why it's not recommended to do wet next to wet. Right? Watercolor is one where you have to have patience. Acrylic, I feel like you could be less patient because
It dries fast.
it dries fairly fast and you could just paint right over it.
Which is also one of the reasons it's hard to work with because the paint you're trying to use just dries up when you're trying to get it. You're like, wait, that's...
Yeah, sometimes that's hard.
Now you gotta get more.
But right now I just want to be able to get this done for y'all. So Boston, can you say another thank you to everyone who has donated and will donate later today possibly or by Thursday?
Thank you.
Thank you for donating, y'all. And what, again, just refresh, what are we doing here today, Bea?
We are trying to raise some money for Team C's.
And Team C's is what?
Team C's is trying to get donations to remove the trash from our oceans.
This is right. They're taking trash out of the oceans and the rivers and the beaches, right? And
Yes.
it was started by who?
Mark Rober and Mr. Beast.
And do they have any videos you can watch to learn more
Yes,
about
they do.
this?
They have a bunch of videos. I'm assuming that they posted a little while ago because their goal was to reach 30 million pounds of trash removed from our oceans by January 1st.
January 1st of this year. And did they do it?
And they did it. And they did it in like 2 months. They started like 2 months before.
How awesome is that? But we wanted to be a part of it still, right, Bea?
Yeah.
We love this stuff. So
And they're still accepting donations as well as Team Trees, which basically does the same thing except it's planting trees.
right. So when did they do Team Trees? A few years ago?
I think it was 2019.
Yeah, and they're still planting trees with Team Trees. Okay, so as you can see, I took a little piece of paper towel and I dabbed it on some areas so that those water spots would show up quicker for y'all. So it removes the color that was there. You guys, I still have to do her fin. Okay.
I finished first because you forgot.
Oh, I didn't know we were in a race. You forgot to tell me. I think I'm going to color
I don't
her
need to
fin.
tell you.
I'm going to color her fin with a crayon. Should I give her a purple fin? I feel like she needs a purple fin. Yeah. I'm going to color it with a crayon. Actually, I'm going to do a crayon like I did down below on my accident for the guy's hair. But I love how it turned out. So I'm actually going to take that idea and put it up into her fin. So you guys see, this is exactly what we said in the beginning. When sometimes you make an accident that becomes your favorite part.
Yeah.
And I do love how his hair turned out. So I am going to use that idea. You finished Boston. Good job. How do you like it?
Awesome.
Awesome. I agree with you. Now, a fun thing to do, you guys, when these are dry is to glue them on the back side to a piece of construction paper as if it becomes a mat. So you do the construction paper a little bit larger and it will have a little border. So I'd maybe pick a color like of the greens or the oranges or red, something that's in the middle of the fishies, and make it just a little bit bigger and then put it in a bigger frame, and they look awesome. You want to go grab one off the wall and show them what we're talking about? Then it just takes this little art project to the next level, which is really fun to do. And it just makes it a little bit more special. And then every time you look at it, you can remember that you donated to Team Seas and you helped our planet and saved some animals. Remember, every dollar is a pound of trash. So even if you donate $1 or $5, that's amazing and super helpful. Or if you can't donate right now, that's fine. It'll just remind you to take care of our planet and maybe pick up some trash at the beach or help out in a way that you can that's not monetary, which is awesome as well. And that you just had some fun painting, right? So Boston's going to show you, this is kind of one.
So
that
this
we
one we did do two.
Yeah, double matte. So this was the watercolor.
So we complemented the yellows in the watercolor by putting a bigger, larger yellow construction paper on it. Then we put that on a larger blue to bring out the blue.
And then we have it in the nice little black frame. And these are up on our walls around our house. Lots of them, right?
Lots of them.
And they're just kind of make it a little more special, yeah?
Yeah.
So there you go. Super easy and it's super cheap. I mean, the frame is like an IKEA frame for $5. And you're done with your art already, and construction paper is a couple bucks. So let's switch us back up to the main camera. There we go. You want to give a big thank you to everybody?
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out. If you had fun and you want to share this with anybody else, please do. He's going to be collecting donations until Thursday. All you do is go to teamseas.org, put in your information, it's the easiest donation website I've ever been on. It was literally like 2 clicks, done. It was so quick and easy. So I did appreciate that part of it. And what else? Anything else?
Remember to put the team name Lemur Boss Gaming in so we can track.
Oh, good, Linda. Yay, Kelsey. Awesome. I didn't know if y'all were still here. I was like, they're either working very intently or they had to take a break. I can't wait to see what you guys did. If your kiddos would love to share, or you would love to share what you created, just post it in the comments on our page, post it on your page and tag us. We'd love to see what you guys did. We will hopefully be doing more of these just as a family in the near future, because we used to do this all the time. We have tons of videos, but we miss it. I miss it. This made me really want to get back at it. How about you?
Yeah.
I have one that we're going to be doing. We're going to do a sunflower in not too long. Maybe next week. Maybe later this week. I don't know. I got to find a time. But it'll be fun. Anyways, so this is the one we did yesterday, you guys. So if you missed it, this is what we did yesterday. And the ones we did today, mine's, I think, able to be picked up. How about yours? Yours looks dry enough.
Mine's dry enough.
Yours won't drip.
Yours
okay, pick it up.
is drippy.
Then go quick. Here's what we did. Look at all those fish, you guys. Now just think, kiddos, the stories you can create about these little fishies. It'll be so fun. If you write a story about one of your fishies and you want to share it, share it. It's awesome. Good for you. I think we're going to write some stories about our fishies later on. A poem, maybe? What do you think? There you go. So fun. All right, you guys. God bless. Have fun. Enjoy your day. And take care of the planet. We all have to live on it, right? Get to live on it, really. So we got to take care of it. All right. Thanks, guys. Have fun.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.